your estimate?
Yes.
At CBO.
On the tanning tax, yes.
Do you know how many people are affected by this?
I believe the way we developed this was by looking at receipts information in terms of sales of tanning services. And so that could be, one person who is there once a month and other people who are there multiple times a week. So I don't have a good estimate of the number of people.
So you don't know anything about who these people are?
Well, only anecdotally, partly because I knew someone who had a business that offered these services.
There's been a lot of talk about dynamic scoring.
Familiar with it, sir?
It's very clear that this procedure can lead to the increase of cancers. When you take into account the revenue loss, do you take into account the impact on the health of people and the increased cost because of increased cancer?
In some instances, yes. In this particular estimate, no. To tell you an instance where, yes, work...
But in this one, you don't?
In this one, we do not.
And even though it's clear that these procedures do increase the exposure to cancer, you don't take that into account?
Let me note that most effects from cancer would probably be outside the budget period, but the short answer to your
Outside
question
of what
is no,
period?
we do not take that into account in this estimate.
Huh?
Outside the budget.
Yeah, I know, but I asked outside of the budget. So you think that your assumption is that the impact of this in terms of health is outside of the budget period? Where did that come from?
I said the short answer is no, we do not take account of any effects of cancer in this estimate. My knowledge of skin cancers, which is not as a professional but as a recipient, is that it tends to be longer developing, and so it would tend to have its effects outside the budget period. But I should say no more because, as I said, not an expert on skin cancer as a practitioner or as a physician, only on the receiving end.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I'm just so astonished that we started with insurance executive remuneration, and now we're talking about a revenue loss because of the change in the taxation on tanning. And I would like to have entered into the record, Ms. Sanchez referred to this, the organizations that are very much opposed to this bill, and they deal with health issues. And I think, again, it is really disquieting that we start with these two provisions and then go on. So I would ask that unanimous consent to add the AARP letter in opposition to the record, the letters from the American Hospital Association and the Catholic Health Association, from the American Medical Association and the National Nurses United. I would ask that all of these be entered into the record.
Without objection.
Okay, by the way, I'm surprised that, the people who would benefit from this, it doesn't mean they started tanning the day we repealed. And I really think if we're going to go into dynamic scoring, in terms of all of these impacts on health, it's up to joint tax to look into this. This is more serious than not looking to experts, Mr. Bardo. And I deeply respect you, but I think tanning and cancer, skin cancer, are really serious issues that need to be looked into, not in terms of helping people in terms of their taxes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Levin.